Hello. So, I've been working on a little bit of a project, and I'm still kind of trying to figure out what I want to do with this completely, but I have figured out a block palette. So I'm basically just gonna be, oh, for goodness sakes, I already peeved an Enderman. Alright, where are you? Get out of here. Oh, jeez. Hey, Sean, how you doing? We're just chilling about. Probably gonna be grabbing some building blocks. You chilling? That's good. Yeah, I didn't really have too much of a plan here. Hey, Orange Cape, how you doing? Okay, I probably should get a... My volumes are very low. Got a question. Have you heard from Beardo? I wonder how he's doing. I've heard bits and pieces from him. He seems to be doing pretty well. Internet's still been kind of an issue for him, though, unfortunately. Actually, I'm gonna turn that down just a bit. And by a bit, I mean a lot. Yeah, now, funny enough, Sean, I did try and figure out a point system before stream, but I don't know if Stream Elements just doesn't want to do anything with YouTube. I don't know if it only works for like Twitch or something, but like loyalty points doesn't even show up as an option. So I guess I'm gonna have to use some other bot or service for that, unfortunately. Just add more, just add more things to the pile. Okay, so do I have any choker bot? Yeah, I could probably use this one. Trying to get into the habit of like repurposing them instead of just just making more every single time. Yeah, let's do this. But I guess the first thing I'm gonna need to do is get a decent bit of stone. It's like stone and andesite. That's the main parts I'm gonna have to worry about. Outside of that, probably also basalt, but I can buy that from Ori. I'm trying to like logically do this all in my head. There's like some blocks that I know I want to get, and some blocks that I know I'm gonna be a bit more experimental with. Okay, my settings are up to bright. It's just that there's the sun's shining right in my face. In fact, I'm going to close that because this is the time of day. Because for those of you who don't know, I have my setup right in front of some windows, and like 90% of the time, it's actually pretty nice. You get to I get to look at a tree sway in the wind. It's actually been pretty windy today. Dangerously windy. Apparently there's some electrical fires going on around the area. Whoops. No, I probably shouldn't need to go anywhere. I can just dig. Although, actually, I'm gonna be digging pretty shallow because this is, well, actually, no, level 16 should be okay, right? You would think. I'll try, like, iron level and see if that works. If it doesn't, and I keep running into water, well, then we'll have to fly out, I guess, a little bit. But I shoot, what was I? Why do I have obsidian in my inventory? Probably because I was building with it earlier. I probably should have put some of this stuff away. But whatever. And I went too low. Where's level 16? Oop, that's probably this level. If it's... Yeah, no, I'm pretty... If my memory serves, then yeah, I think I am going to be running into a lot of water. So I might as well fly out. Actually, you know what? I might have some stone and andesite saved over here. Yeah, I got plenty of stone. How much am I gonna need, though? Let's go with, like, 6. That's 7. I want to have some space. Although, I don't think... Oh, we have a little bit of andesite. I know we're going to be needing that. Where in the world? Yeah, no, unfortunately I'm not finding much in terms of andesite. I've been using andesite a lot for the past couple of weeks, so I'm not terribly surprised. It is a little disappointing, though. That's a bit of a random one. Yep, okay. Looks like we're digging. Hello, Creeper Techie. How you doing? Right now, we're just seeing if we can try and get some andesite for a build. I'm probably also going to need some concrete. I don't know what else from that. Because I know I want to, like, what I'm thinking of here is kind of a storage closet where basically I can just chuck stuff in for my building projects in that little underground area. What? How's life been for Van outside of YouTube? Overall, pretty alright. Just been trying to avoid the temptation of eating way too much fast food. Yeah, I don't know. I've just been on a really big fast food kick. Like, after my diet... Okay, so I've been going on a diet normally... But then I had to really crack down into the diet because I had, well, I had 2 diets overlapping each other. Which maybe I should have just given one up for the time being because a little bit of a medical issue. Like, when I say medical issue, I don't mean in terms of, it's nothing serious. It was just something that I needed to, basically I needed to eat a bit more carefully to kind of balance out some nutrients in a sense. So I needed, basically I needed to get a lot of fiber and make sure I wasn't drinking or eating any sugar. Don't worry us with your medical stuff. It's not that big of a deal. It's just like that's the only... And I'm still running into water. Jeez. Like, yeah, there's andesite right there, but I'd rather not be mining in water. But basically, yeah, just a little bit of a nutrient imbalance. So with the two diets overlapping each other, it was kind of miserable. When's my next stream? I'm gonna be trying to stream every Tuesday. Not entirely certain if that's gonna be something I can follow through on. Mostly just because my work schedule is not static. It can change a lot. In fact, as a matter of fact, my next week does change a lot. Is your diet better now? Yeah, now it's like a bit more manageable. It's just like the diet I have been doing for the past 6 months. And which is basically, you know, a decent amount of protein, a decent amount of fat, low carbs, that sort of thing. So basically a keto diet, like a soft core keto diet. That's the best way I can kind of explain it. Although now, like ever since the previous diet I had, I've been trying to add a bit more fiber into the mix. But outside of that, yeah, no, everything's been fine so far. The issue is that, like, after eating like that for a while, I was really hankering on fast food. So for the past week, and I think it was also because of like Pokemon Day as well, because I tend to get a bit celebratory around Pokemon Day, which was on February 27th. So I ended up eating out quite a bit. So yeah, I've been trying to calm down on that, but like when you eat out a lot, you just kind of your brain starts getting used to it, and you get a little depressed if you don't go. So been battling that a little bit. And thankfully I haven't like gained too much weight yet, but it's like it's one of those situations where you definitely need to stop it before the ball goal gets rolling. Okay. Put some of those in. Thankfully, this isn't going to be... Actually, I'm just going to toss that out. Thankfully, this is not going to be terribly expensive on materials. This room's going to be fairly small. I've been working on like a lot of smaller projects at the minute. Just kind of piecing things together. I've always been like a small and modular type of guy, where if a build is like big overall, I kind of split it into a bunch of smaller projects that kind of connect together. Like there's like this one toy that where you kind of like stuck things together. It was very modular, but I don't remember the name because I only came across it like once, and it was a very, very long time ago. It's not really like Legos because you're building bottom up. Although I guess some, like if you're going by instructions, there are some steps where you kind of do a separate thing for a bit. It's kind of like that. That's kind of how I build. But yeah, that was definitely the case with Swagtopia, where I was just kind of doing one room at a time. Back in season 1 of Nations and Nobles. I still kind of wish that I could have worked a bit more on Swagtopia, but the season was kind of just running out. And at the time, we actually were not very sure on how to structure it all, because the first time around we didn't really go in with a plan. And that kind of, well, we kind of had a plan, but we didn't stick to it very well. And we couldn't really get anyone to agree on a central storyline. I wouldn't mind at some point, like maybe collaborating together with like some of the other nobles to like make a video about like how running a lore server kind of works, because I have mentioned this before, but I have run a lore server before Nations and Nobles, because I'm just generally a very story oriented guy. Well, maybe not like story, but I'm very much into characters and how they interact with the world, and how they deal with consequences and stuff like that. Because I think it's very satisfying to kind of explore the human psyche in a sense. Now, I'm not really a psychologist, and there's probably a couple things that I'm going to not really be able to explore all that well due to that. I feel like if you're a writer, I feel like taking a class in psychology would be a good idea. Just because it seems like you would be able to understand how certain types of people would react to certain situations. And you're kind of able to grip the reader a little bit better. Because there are a lot of things in like fictional worlds that you can get away with not being like entirely realistic with, but like for a human psyche is one of those things where you kind of have to, I feel like if you do a bit of study on, you can really develop that part of your story. And maybe that's just because I generally have a bias towards those kinds of stories, just basically just character development type stories, where somebody, either figures out themselves more, or they learn a valuable lesson, or something along those lines, which I know is not the most, a fairly basic thing, right? But there are elements of that I feel can be really intriguing if you dive into certain concepts. And now I would talk about some of those concepts, but I feel like it would, like, since Nations and Nobles is something that, or my character is something that I'm writing, it's naturally going to borrow from a lot of inspirations and things that I like in stories. So if I went too much into detail about it now, it would probably get a little too spoilery. I'm in class, I cannot listen, but stream moment rock and stone. Wrong game. This doesn't look like Deep Rock Galactic to me. But I appreciate you for popping in. Hello, CJ. Okay. So I think that's everything for this little andesite pocket. But I'm trying to think of like a inspiration that is not entirely there's actually one story that, while I'm like, I feel like the writing is not always the best in this movie, I think the general concept of a movie called The Last Samurai, I believe, to be really intriguing, because it basically explores the guilt of the main character, and it kind of you can kind of see how he finds his way past that. And that like, well, I actually, no, that's wrong. I have had a lot of moments in my life, because I think this is natural. I think there are, for a lot of different people, even if it's just like, you know, an embarrassment type of thing, where it's like a fairly minor situation, I feel like guilt is a very not expansive, relatable subject, and I've always found it to be one of the more interesting things to explore in writing, because of the human psyche, because not only is it a battle within yourself, but more often than not, it's a battle of either, well, okay, I mean, you're also kind of battling other people as well. Not necessarily battle, which is why I kind of paused there for a moment. It's not necessarily a battle, but it's kind of more or less the acknowledgement that what you did in your past affects other people, and how they see you, in a sense. And that's something that you kind of have to bear in mind, and something you have to come to terms with. And that's just a concept that I've always really been intrigued by when it comes to writing. Because at the end of it, you know, usually the character, it's kind of like, almost, it's, from what I've read, it's can sometimes run along very well with, or not very well, but it kind of runs parallel to, or actually, no, for this, it can intersect with grief, because if you feel guilt over, if a character feels guilt over, say, another character's death or something along those lines, all those emotions are going to compound with each other. I don't know. It's fun. It's maybe I like having characters go through trauma. I feel like every writer enjoys. That was a freaky cave noise. Holy smokes. That's one of the new cave noises. Goodness gracious. That kind of just destroyed my whole train of thought. Yeah, when those sounds first came out, I thought, because I was on Nations and Nobles at the time, I think it was actually fairly early. Van loves traumatizing people. God. Hey Ori, how you doing? But I don't know. Yeah, that's just it's fun to kind of explore guilt, at least in my opinion. Oop. Please tell me I put... There it is. For a second, I realized I didn't have a shulker box in my inventory. I'm like, oh no, I left it somewhere. And I think one of the things... I think dealing with the consequences of your actions... this kind of runs alongside guilt, but dealing with the consequences of your actions, like from other people, either because like say a project you've been working on, well, actually no, probably my favorite way of exploring this is through other people, and because you not only because it's one of those rare situations where one person can antagonize the other, but you can still kind of root for both of them at the same time, even though the person who's antagonizing, let's say the protagonist, is not the protagonist. You can still see their point of view. Was driving, so I was lurking, but I'm at the destination, so I had to chime in. Fair enough. But yeah, it's and you can kind of not only explore your protagonist's psyche, but you can also explore the other person's psyche, because you can see how the protagonist's actions kind of affected them and how they're responding to it. Gotta say, watching Fan and playing Phasmo while a cat sleeps on half my keyboard is the life. Hey Riskier, how you doing? And I'm glad you are enjoying this stream so far. But yeah, that's like, it's a very unique interaction or setup that you can have. And while I don't really know any specifics, doing good. I'm doing fine. I'm a little bit tired and currently fighting back the temptation of not getting fast food after this stream, because I guess my brain now associates streaming with fast food for some reason. I don't know about perfect vibes, but I appreciate it. But like, yeah, I do want to implement some sort of scene like that into the Nations and Nobles. Actually, no, now that I think about it, a scene like that already kind of exists, which is probably like one of the reasons why I like it so much. Having a stream in the background makes games, playing scary games less scary. Interesting. I suppose that makes sense, right? Because you have somebody else with you. And even just having like a person talking in a normal cadence can kind of help normalize the situation that you're currently in. Because I know that I tend to, and I probably am out of... Oop. Yep, okay. Time to take this haul back. That should be plenty of andesite. Oh, that poor squid. Oh no. Just toss this out. But yeah, we technically already have a scene like that within Nations and Nobles, I just realized. And that's when Ori kind of confessed that she tore up my shop. And while it's not like the exact setup that I'm thinking of, because, you know, what, like, the setup that I really like exploring is when a character has already done something and the other character has like had time to process And with all the knowledge gathered and having it all being behind them, there's this sort of pressure that one character gives another that I would really like to explore because of how inevitably awkward that is. But I think like Ori's confession scene does explore that to a certain extent, which is probably one of the reasons why I ended up enjoying it so much. That's probably my favorite scene from season 1. Not gonna lie. Ori did a fantastic job with that. Mushroom. Mushroom. I like my brain immediately went to Deep Rock Galactic. That little meme. But speaking of Deep Rock Galactic, I forgot to mention this in the video, my last video, but the minigame that I came up with was actually heavily inspired by Deep Rock Galactic. Because, you know, it's about a bunch of people mining as a team to accomplish some sort of task. Either it's to like collect a certain amount of minerals, or it's to get like one specific thing and you have to like fend bugs off, or there's a lot of fun game modes in Deep Rock Galactic. I think that's mostly because the concept of Deep Rock Galactic is so broad that you can really do anything with it. I had a good director for that scene. Oh, shucks. I mean, to be fair, there was like we didn't really go in with a lot of planned structure. It was mostly a concept. There wasn't a whole lot of directing to be had. Ah, yes, Ori's portal mushrooms. I should probably implement that into my my next video. Speaking of which, the next video, I know it's been taking a while. I've been kind of waiting on a couple of scenes that I needed to do, because I feel like if I didn't do them, I would have significant, like there would be a significant part of the pacing that that would be out of whack with the story, because the scene that I am thinking of kind of helps represent the current where the conflict stands in the story. I feel like this scene very much reflects that. So it's something that I felt was kind of necessary to wait for. I hope they don't get out of control. Yeah, me too. Okay, so andesite stone. So that's like 2. I don't think I'm gonna need a whole lot of stone. Oh. It was like a kind of loud bang within the house. I don't know if someone like ran into a wall or something, or... Okay, let's actually drop this off. I kind of failed to do that last time. I had 2 buckets. Where's my second bucket? I probably just like shoved it in one of these chests somewhere. Oh, where is my bucket? Please don't tell me I have to make a new bucket. No. Not a new bucket. Okay. I need to fill these up anyways. But... oh shoot, what was I talking about? The constant misplacing of water buckets. Yeah, to be fair, I do that with a lot of things. I do that with shulker boxes. I like when I cleared out my house. I've actually been meaning to see how much experience is stored in these furnaces, because I've done a lot of smelting, but I have never actually taken any of the experience out of any of them. So I actually want to try that right now and see. I mean, I do have the stone, so pacing off a certain scene. Oh, yes. Thank you. And I think there are certain scenes. There's actually 2 scenes, I think, that. Well, this is the weird thing, because it's these 2 different scenes. One scene I'm definitely able to work on, but not gonna lie, I've kind of just postponed due to life stuff, and also a little bit of laziness, because sometimes, well, not laziness, more anxiety, because as you can see, I've been doing quite a bit of building to kind of procrastinate on that, which is funny because I usually see somebody doing the opposite of that, doing something else to procrastinate building. But sometimes I get a little bit of anxiety when I'm about to record. And yeah, so I just haven't done that scene yet. But like one scene, there are 2 different scenes that kind of represent 2 different parts of the that are on 2 different bits of pacing, like totally separate from one another. I'm doing the opposite. It's me. And Ori, this is like not a call out. I wasn't even thinking of you when I made that, when I was talking about that. I think I'm more thinking like Hermitcraft than anything with some people. I don't even remember like who specifically I'm thinking about. Maybe it's Green, I don't know. Which I wouldn't be terribly surprised. I feel that is very common. Yeah. And to be fair, I do sometimes procrastinate on building as well. Especially if I am a bit stuck, or if I'm feeling a bit nervous. Hey, Kristen, how you doing? Or if I'm feeling a bit nervous on how something will come out. But usually my solution to that issue is just start. Just start. Oh no. You didn't hurt yourself again, did you? Please don't tell me you fell down the stairs. Oh, what was I grabbing? Okay, I do need to grab some basalt. Probably. Do I have a decent amount? I might need to get some sand and gravel. That might be an issue. I know I have some stored upstairs, but I think I'm running low on them. Because I would like to get some gray concrete. James is just getting over the flu, and now my throat feels like I swallowed glass. Yeah. Great. Well, I hope it clears up quickly. Kristen, we're twin. Are you both getting sick? Jeez. Oh right, this helmet. Oh right, I was gonna cook up some stone to see the enchantment. Okay, you know what? It's time to use some notes. So roast stone, get basalt. Ori's definitely not a stranger to my form of note-taking here. Illness twins for the lose. Oh no. Man. I Van notes for the win. Did I put the thing up there? Yeah. So I'm gonna go with 3 stacks for now. I don't think I should need any more than that for this. Actually, you know what? I'm only gonna go for 2 because I know I'm gonna be using a bit of. I should have included more stone. Now that I think about it, because I was only thinking of smooth stone at the time, but I'm not really gonna need that much smooth stone. That's why I didn't bring that much. But I also need like regular stone. Ironically, I just got Sleepy Time Tea with Sinus Soother. Helped me sleep better at least. Yeah. Honestly, I was thinking of like after this stream. Honestly, I think I might see if I can get like some throat coat. Which is basically a throat soother. For when you're like talking for a while. Or like singers use it a lot when they're in the studio. But I tried to look for some at Walmart. I did not find any. So looks like I might have to like order it online or something. But yeah, that would be nice to have like during a stream or something. Just so I can exercise it a bit. I'm brewing a cup of that right now. Nice. So wait, like, does it also, like, does throat coat also go by like throat soother? Because like the only thing I saw was like soothing the throat. Which, you know, I attributed to you know, being sick. But I mean, depends on brand. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Maybe I should, I'm pacing in circles again. But yeah, I will turn that on. Oh, I probably should just put it straight in the minecart. That sounds a little more... Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's not allowing to go in because it's powering the hoppers too. Okay, so we'll see how many levels we get now. Okay, honestly, not that much. Yeah, a little bit less than I was expecting. Though, to be fair, a lot of the stuff I smelt is not very high on experience. And it did get me up a level from like level 42 to 43, which is actually a decent amount when you're going up to the higher levels, but still, I was expecting a bit more from that, not gonna lie. The brand I got is Traditional Medicines Organic Throat Coat for supporting throat health and with Slippery Elm. Okay. Interesting. Maybe I just wasn't looking that hard, or Walmart did a Walmart and it was out of stock right when I needed it. Because it always does that. Music's getting a little loud. But I was thinking of just like drinking some tea after this, because I think what I need, this kind of goes back to me eating, like attributing fast food to streaming for whatever reason, all of a sudden. I think I just need like a different treat. So like something that's not gonna be too, you know, too bad. Which I think tea would actually be a pretty solid idea. Have some, like put some stevia sugar in it, which is not basically sugar that isn't sugar. It was a shelf or two above the Celestial teas at my Walmart. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Different treat routine after a stream. Yeah, and honestly, that'd probably be for the best because it would probably help soothe the throat at least a little bit. It's not like none of the teas that I have are actually... Actually, no, I might have one throat soothing thing, but I think that's sleepy time tea. So, not gonna have that because I would like to do some things after stream as well, if I can keep the energy up. I use honey in all my teas. Unfortunately, like, I would use honey, but honey has sugar in it, which isn't great for one of my diets, so all my teas, sugar for hot tea just tastes weird to me, which is weird. Not something that I usually hear, I'll be honest. Okay, I'm assuming... Yeah, that should be everything. Okay, that you guys can turn off now. Honestly, I use less honey than sugar. I could see that, yeah, because honey has... honey not only has a sweetness, but it's also has a flavor. So that probably permeates through the tea a bit, and therefore you don't need quite so much of it. Okay, put the smooth stone in there. I think I'm going to get another shulker. See if I can, like... Can I... Nope, I think I'm out of luck here. So, I'm gonna make a new one. Which I just realized I left the wood upstairs. So, I'm gonna have to go up there to do this anyways. Whoops. But, I'm trying to think of, like, what tea I should have. Like, I know we have peppermint tea. I know we have... I know a great place to get shulkers. Oh, man, I wonder where that could be. Oh, okay, so we're good on gravel. We do need sand, though. Noted. Here it is. Boop. Ori, did you get the pic of Leroy? I'm guessing that was meant to be an I. I sent you. I'm only asking because my phone was acting dumb today. Darn you. Either Apple or Samsung or whatever phone Kristen happens to have, and their errors. I don't know. Well, I don't know why, but phones give me more like technical problems than I'd care to tell. Yeah. Oh, by the way, something I probably should have asked is, like, has there been any stuttering with the stream? Because I am experimenting, like, for the past 2 streams. I did a stream on a side YouTube channel, and that had some stuttering at times. So I'm wondering, I kind of adjusted some things. And has there been any stuttering this stream on video? No. I understood that you were talking about like a person named Leroy, but you said is after that. I was like, is sent you? That oh, it was probably I. So, which it appears to be correct. It looks great. The cutest kitty in the whole darn town. That's awesome. Unfortunately, so tonight I have work, which is why I don't want to like be trying to sleep, because I'm supposed to sleep, or well, I try to sleep during the shift, at least for the first, I would say 5 to 6 hours of the shift. No, 5 hours of the shift I can sleep. And the thing that sucks about that is that like okay. It's awesome that I'm able to sleep at all, but the thing that sucks is that there's not a lot of comfortable places to sleep. There's like a couch. Be right back. Heading home. Awesome. Have a good, safe drive. It is sand that I'm getting, right? Not gravel? Yeah. I'm also watching on my phone in a parking lot. Yep. But, oh, shoot. What was I? Oh, right. So, when I... so if I, like, sleep earlier in the day... Because, like, usually I'm able to sleep no matter what if I'm, like, in a comfortable place. However, if I'm in an uncomfortable place, I have to, like, genuinely be tired in order to be able to sleep. And the problem with that is that if I sleep, like, earlier in the day, like, even if I want to, I basically end up accidentally staying up the entire night and my sleep schedule is completely thrown off. Hey, Blank, how you doing? The very same way? Yep. So you understand. Yeah, second sloth stream of the week. I'm not sure if that's going to be a regular thing, having 2 streams a week, but I am going to see if I can at least try to get 1 stream a week. Like 1 on this channel on Tuesdays, depending on whether or not, well, I guess I could. Yeah, theoretically, I should be able to stream no matter what. Well, actually, no, not no matter what, because if I end up working and I also have like some outing that I need to go to, then I guess that would be an issue. But for the most part, that should not be the case on a Tuesday. Ooh, speaking of which, I forgot there is a certain text that I need to respond to later today. I need to remember that, because I'm terrible at answering texts sometimes. But yeah, that being said, I'm just glad I'm able to sleep at all, because I know there's not a lot of jobs that allow you to do that. It's probably like the best, and the nice thing, so funny story, if you commonly work night shifts, It basically serves as a get out of jail free card when it comes to jury duty. Because basically the legal argument is that if you have night shifts, you are not going to be able to pay as much attention to court as you should. Sand, indeed. Now, to be honest, I'm probably not going to be using that much concrete, but there's a lot of different uses for sand, and I probably should just stock up on it, just so I don't have to worry about it later. James has gotten out of duty a lot because he's a night shifter, or will be in a few weeks. Yeah. But basically, yeah, the argument is that since you might not be able to pay attention completely, you and to be honest with you, I don't mind the idea of being in jury duty, but the one time well, okay, jury duty itself doesn't bother me too much, but like the whole process of like getting in, having to like wait in line straight in the morning, it's just like very anxiety inducing for me. Once all that is over with, it's fine. But and I don't know, I've always been curious about like what a court case looks like, and hopefully I would have a case that wouldn't be too serious, but because otherwise my emotions would probably be wrecked for a couple of weeks, because I don't want to sound egotistical saying this, but I mean, to be fair, I have heard people say this about me, but I am definitely a bit of an empath. So if I hear of another person's experience, sometimes that can really affect my mood. Oh dear, this tea is crust. Oh no. Maybe you can like sweeten it up with like honey or something. Maybe salvage it. But I thought like most teas like try to taste good. Like I know the one Sleepy Time tea I had, which now that I'm realizing that like I should actually use that tea more often whenever my sleep schedule gets messed up. Because I always forget I have it. Now, thankfully, at the minute, I'm not messed up right now, but I mean, theoretically, it could get messed up from this next night shift, just depending on how I sleep. Purple steak, yeah, this is the Strider steak, even though this stuff is actually not nicknamed at the moment, funny enough. Oh, that's why. Sweet and silky with a distinct licorice. Oh, you don't like licorice. Yep. That'll do it. I like licorice, I can like take or leave. But I'm not like, at least in candy form, I've never had licorice tea though. I'm not sure if I would be a huge fan of that. Well, y'all have a weather mod, or is that just from shaders? So the weather is actually on my side, which honestly, I should probably mess with these settings because this is probably tearing up the bitrate on stream. I don't have a bed. Oops. Is there a bed nearby? Black licorice jelly beans. Yeah, I've had like that, and also... Oh, there's no bed in here. Dang, I always think there's a bed in here for some reason. Do I have a bed in my ender chest? Nope, I wasn't that smart. No, not at all? Okay, cool. But that is a mod that I've put in. Mostly, like part of it was to actually save the bit rate. Because your normal rain just absolutely tears it up. Probably the single most disgusting thing I've had the displeasure of putting in my mouth. Dang. That's saying a lot. Is that enough? Nah, I kind of want to fill up the shulker box. Oops, some lightning going on. Lightning sand. But yeah, that's why I initially put this weather in, was mostly just to like save on the bit rate, and also because like for the most part it actually does look kind of nice. I started using it in season 1, and you might have actually been able to see like the snow kind of going at like a diagonal angle, and that was from that. And it would like the snow, you could see the snowflakes kind of rotating as well. It was very pleasant snow instead of like the overbearing snow that normal Minecraft tends to have. Although to be fair, I did set it up to be like that. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here because this place is being miserable. Can you not? Oh, for goodness sakes. They always manage to get one potion off on you, don't they? Yeesh. Never had black licorice. I think I've only had, like, you know those, like, Twizzlers? I had, like, a licorice version of that. And, like, a jelly bean. And I kind of liked it. But I don't know if I would have it in tea. My husband's favorite hard candy is black licorice. Interesting. I don't even like the smell. Now, I don't actually know what licorice smells like, because something needs to be like smell significantly strong, and I have to put it straight up to my nose in order to smell it. And if I'm eating it, there's a good chance that I'm not gonna really be able to smell it. So maybe that's why I don't mind it too much, because maybe a lot of its taste does come from the smell. Because I know that apparently smell does affect taste. I wouldn't know, but apparently it does. We used to make hard candy for Christmas. It's expensive, lengthy process that we decided wasn't worth it. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't expensive, it would be a nice little activity, but if it was, then it's just like, yeah, you might as well just buy stuff, like buy some stuff. It won't be like fresh candy, but overall, I mean, it's hard candy. It's not gonna be that terrible. Yeah. So, sand. I'm gonna drop off the sand real quick. So sand, I need basalt. But yeah, unfortunately, they kind of changed the mod a lot since then. And it's kind of made it harder to make it thin, unfortunately. Oop, I'm going the wrong direction. It also ruined my cookie sheets. Rip. Yeah, no, that's even like adding more to the cost. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't cook all that often. Like, the closest I've ever gotten to cooking is like, with assistance, I made some steaks, and also I often make a sandwich where basically I butter 2 pieces of bread, and then like put cheese on them, and then like either turkey or chicken, and then put them in the microwave for a little bit, and then like only for 30 seconds, just enough to melt the cheese because it's Western cheese and it doesn't melt easy. And then I put in the air fryer. That's the closest I get to cooking. And unfortunately, like, it's a skill that I feel like I should learn, but unfortunately, I've never like seen a massive appeal in, because you're just gonna you're in my brain, I'm just gonna be wasting a bunch of time just to eat something. We need to fix that. Yeah, I know, but it's just like, when? Because I don't like there's not a lot of point in it for me. If I want like a meal, like a significantly better meal, I would just go out and pay for it. Food is ridiculous and a waste of time on it. And Kristen, just to give some context, there are times where I like forget to eat, period. And Silver's had to yell at me about it a couple times. I have a lot of easy recipes that you can get a few meals that would make it worth it. Okay, if it's like bulk cooking, then I suppose. But the thing is, we don't have a lot of like big. Okay, I thought someone bought sugarcane with gold for a moment. I'm like, wait, how does that make sense in this store? What? But no, it was the other way around. So basalt would be over here. Yes. Boop, boop. I shouldn't need too much. That should do. So do I, Van, so do I. But it's just like one of those things that like my sister always makes fun of me for. And it's just like, on one hand, I feel like it's a skill that I would be proud having. But on the other hand, it's just like I'd have to dedicate so much time to that. And there's so many other things that I would rather be doing. Because I'm very easily discouraged, unfortunately. Or misunderstanding, I have crock pot meals, throw everything in meals for days. Is it bad that I'm not entirely sure what you mean by crock pot meals? Is that like a very bad thing? Anyways, I'm just gonna scooch past that. Okay, so basalt. I know I need some concrete powder, so I'm gonna need black dye. Which normally I would try and get Birchie for, but he still doesn't have a dye shop. Oh, maybe he does. I'll check over by his place real quick. If he doesn't, then I know what a crock pot is, I think. It's like a big pot that like heats up, right? You're so screwed. It's just that, like, I've never used one before. And I don't even think we have a crock pot. Like, we have some, we have some popcorn bowls. I guess, like, and, like, some normal pots. Which, like, theoretically, I guess a normal pot should work, right? Or am I completely wrong in assuming that? Like, Kristen, you're talking to the dude that puts, like, hot dogs in the microwave. No. Just stop, you're making it so much worse. Yeah, you see that I am completely inept with anything cooking. Even I don't. Now, to be fair, I do poke holes in the hot dog before putting it in, so it doesn't explode. But electric plug in the wall, ceramic pot. Yeah, I knew that, but I mean, all it's doing is like heating it up, right? I feel like a pot, like a normal pot, would be able to do that, or maybe because it's like the material, because it's a ceramic pot. I don't know. I have no idea how any of these things. Chris, you are a total lost cause. Oh no. I keep forgetting what. Oh right, Birchie's place. Like, does the ceramic, like, actively affect the cooking? But you should at least know what a crockpot is. I'm pretty... Like, what... I guess what I'm more confused by is, like, what constitutes as a crockpot meal? It's designed for long-time cooking, like, through all the ingredients, and for pot roast with potatoes and carrots, and it cooks all day. Okay. I guess I get that? No appliance shaming the sloth. Like, to be fair, it wasn't that long ago that I started, you know, living out on my own. And I say on my own in quotations because I still live with, like, 2 roommates, but... Or rather, 2 adult roommates. But it's fun. Not gonna lie, I will not lie. I do get a kick out of you guys freaking out over my cooking ineptitude. This is definitely not a shop. Maybe that's a shop? Question mark? I doubt it's gonna be for dyes, though. It's probably more for wheat. Yeah, this looks like a potato storage. I haven't seen Slothboy in this much distress since my maze. Oh my gosh, your stupid maze. Don't remind me. And I just realized you can hear my Discord. Apologies. Do not disturb. Yeah, I don't think Birchie has a dye shop. Yeah. So I'm gonna get a couple of black dye myself because I literally just got an order for him for white dye. And I still have some white dye left, thankfully. But in order to get the gray dye going, I do need to get some squid going. Which, I mean, we are right next to a river. So, not a bad place to start looking. Oop. Thankfully, I do have a looting sword, so this should be relatively easy. Check my overworld house if you need a lot. No, it's okay. Thank you, though. I don't want to mess with your stuff too much. I probably only need like 32-ish, because thankfully dyes do take you a good ways, and also I'm combining this with white dye, which means like with this amount I would get like 64 gray dye in total, and thankfully I don't need that much gray concrete, at least I don't think. I still have to kind of figure that out in the design. Don't you dare despawn right in front of me. At least I think that's what happened. It was kind of out of a corner in my eye, but a squid... I think a squid did despawn. One stack of dye, 8 equals 8. Yeah, we should be fine. But I do want to get to 32 just so we have a nice even... number. Eh, 31, close enough. Okay. So, where's this portal again? I always lose where the portals are. I think that's probably it. This could be the wrong one, though. I don't know. Because I know he has more than one portal around here. Quinn's house is a great place for squid for future reference. Oh yeah, I remember getting some squid from around there once. Probably because there's not that much water in the area. So it just, you know, it's like, oh, there's water only here, so we're gonna spawn a crap ton right here. Well, apparently James and his buddies have something for me, so I'm gonna go see what it is. Well, best of luck. Hopefully it's nothing too troublesome, as guys tend to do. I may or may not be back, wish me luck. If you have a feeling it's adult beverage related. Yeah, perhaps. So, what else am I probably gonna need? Probably a lot of wood. Because I'm probably going to be messing with barrels and chests a lot, considering that this is a storage area. See ya, Kristen. See ya on the other side. So I'm probably going to need to go to spawn. I know I did just do a stream. Like the last stream I did just get a bunch of wood, but I don't think that's going to be enough here. And besides, I would like to keep that wood for general use. Oh, would you look at that? Starting to turn nighttime. Right? Yeah, nighttime. I wasn't sure if it was rising or setting. Get some bones. I remember on, I think the first survival world I ever like took seriously, I ended up making a skeleton grinder. And you know what, I'm gonna take this out. I'll just replace it back later. But and I think that was my first time making a skeleton grinder by myself. And I enchanted a sword from it. And it was basically for the skeleton grinder. For some reason, I didn't think of using smite. I used sharpness. And I called it the bone collector. And I had this like head cannon that like all the skeletons in the world have like a pure deep hatred for me because of how many skeletons I killed. Because I think it was I think at some point it was like in the like 10,000 range of skeletons. And also, I think there was a animation by like Gooseworks, and that had a character called the Bone Collector, and it has like this very creepy theme song. I'm not sure if I can play it on stream due to copyright reasons, but stupid sweet berries. But it's a very funky song, and I like it a lot. I like a lot of Gooseworks' stuff. But they're actually the creative mind behind the Amazing Digital Circus. So to be honest, I actually did not watch all of that. I've been meaning to watch like the Glitch Studio Productions. I know their name is Glitch, but I don't know if it was like Studios or Productions or something. But I've been meaning to catch up on their stuff, but I just keep getting distracted. I think I'm gonna go somewhere else to do this. Although I want to do somewhere safe. So I'm gonna sleep before I do this. But I believe the little animated short this came up in was called like Runmo, like RUNMO. I forget what the rest of it is, but there's a lot of interesting theme music in that animation, and I think it's probably like that animation is probably why Gooseworks got picked up for the Amazing Digital Circus, at least ultimately. I think they also work on the soundtrack of the Amazing Digital Circus. I could be wrong though. Why am I here? Growing trees, and I forgot to get the saplings. Dang it! I am a buffoon of a great caliber. But yeah, I've been meaning to watch those shows. And I watched a little bit of Murder Drones, but like one issue I had was that like the transition from episode to episode is extremely jarring. And I often lose track completely on where on like what I'm supposed to be paying attention to, or like what the heck the plot is doing. And it's getting a little loud. Right. Sapling. Here we are. I should probably get a second one, just in case. The Amazing Digital Circus, I have not watched past the first episode. So I have no idea on its quality. I did like the first episode. It was fun. But to be fair, I did also like the first episode of Murder Drones, and I ended up liking it less over time because it didn't seem like it knew how to handle its world at times, which is a little unfortunate, but it happens. And that's the thing. I'm really big on world building, so if there's going to be something that hits my brain, or that I'm gonna note. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. Okay, turn that into oak planks. I must go. My people need me. All right. See you around, Blink. Have a good one. But yeah, going off of like the whole headcanon thing with the skeletons. P.S. Watch out for the skeletons. Yeah, will do. But with the whole skeleton, or with me and like headcanons, I tend to make a lot of them for like whatever media I happen to be interested in, whether that be like Pokemon, like Minecraft, especially like Nations and Nobles. Like for some of them, I like not all of them, weirdly enough, even though like theoretically my brain should have come up with a headcanon for everybody at some point. I have like little headcanons. Like for some reason, out of everything, I had a headcanon for like Bruce the Piglin, the zombie Piglin in the first season. The Piglin who was in charge of the spawn library. And there was a bird on my window. They're like hanging onto the screen. This is like one of the reasons why I like having like my desk right next to my window, because of just like little things like this. Just seeing a bird crawling around on the it's looking around. I don't know if it's looking for like a spider to eat, or I don't know. But I like but also for instance, like I have a couple of like headcanon like character designs. And for some reason, like out of everybody, Owl was actually like one of the most vivid designs that my brain came up with. And basically, it was that she was like this this 7 foot tall humanoid owl with like a green, like a forest green cloak. And there's like a certain like hairstyle that I imagined with like feathers that like generally I thought would have looked cool. I would draw it if I knew how to draw. But also with Ori, like I for the first season I imagined her with like crap. It was like it was like her overalls were like mostly like a sandy color, and and it's like there were accent colors that were like kind of zigzaggy stripes, like especially at the ends of the pant legs. It would be like cyan and pink, because I think that usually goes pretty well with a sandy color. And also she's a sucker for pink, so naturally that works out. And again, these are headcanons. These aren't anything to do with the actual, like, main... it's not, like, actual canon designs, as cool as that would be. Because, of course, I'm going to be biased. It's my headcanon. Beardo, interestingly enough, would actually rival Owl in height. 7 foot tall, but like very like craggly muscles. And I actually have drawn like something close to what his face would look like once. I put it in the Nations and Nobles Discord once. I don't even think it was on the community Discord. It was because I to be honest, I'm not that good of a drawer. But he has a very unhinged and crazy look to him. Which, honestly, if I was redoing now, I probably would revise, because that doesn't quite reflect his character. Like, is he a bit chaotic? Yes, but he's not entirely unhinged. Or at least that's the impression I've gotten with his character now, reassessing it. And, like, he is unhinged to a point, but I think I went a little too far. Because he looks like he straight up wouldn't be able to speak English. He has a very much a caveman look to him. There's really a method to his madness. Yeah, exactly. And I guess I could with that fan design be like there's a like the looks can be deceiving sort thing, but I don't know. I don't think I would really want that. I think if I were to do it again, the eyes would look a little less crazy. I think the hair would mostly stay the same. It has a bit of a like Super Saiyan hair look to it. Like maybe not some of the crazier Super Saiyan styles, but like, say, you know, just like the first level of Super Saiyan. And a little less vertical. Just generally a bit crazy looking. Hey, John, how you doing? Oop. Don't need to do that. Like a Gohan level. Let me look up Gohan real quick. Yeah, definitely Gohan. And yes, I know who Gohan is. It's just that it's been a long time since I've looked at his design, so. Less extreme, yeah. Oh. I forgot that that can happen. Huh. Well, this is just here now. Although, to be fair, I think I can... Yeah. I can't use it because Birchie does have honey stuff, but I think I'll just like keep it in my collection, like what I did for the stupid amount of enchants helmet that I have. Just a random little collection because it's a rare occurrence. That's fun though. I don't know if this is enough wood. Oop. Bow time. Nope. Actually, I'm gonna do this. And for Grizz, my brain hasn't, like, for Baloo, for some reason, I always get stuck with Baloo. I could not tell you why, because his username's literally Big Baloo. And he's always described himself, like, his character as being kind of big. At least, like, passingly. But I don't know. I've always imagined him being like a smaller bear, like only like 6 foot tall, which to be fair is not that small, but I don't know. Just like being like a fairly like there's a like in Brother Bear. Oh, there's another one. Okay, maybe it's not as rare as I thought. I will still take it though. Maybe it's just like his demeanor. And it's not to say that like he acts small, but he feels reserved. If that makes any sense. And very gentleman-like. So I've never really imagined him being like this huge hulking bear. Grizz, though, definitely on the hardier side. Yeah, approachable, exactly. Okay, I don't know why I have white concrete powder right here. And the lever. I guess I can just get rid of these bits. I'll help with inventory space a little bit. Put these in here. There we go. But in Brother Bear, like the main character, that's kind of the build I imagine, even though I'm pretty sure he's not a Baloo bear. Nope, that's not what I meant. That was the biggest derp that I've ever had with the bow. Actually put you here. This is this track is probably one of my favorites in terms of like the newer Minecraft tracks. I don't know what its name is, but I hear it around at times. It's a very endearing track. I don't know why, like, but I associate this track with like someone being motherly, which I know is really weird and very random, but that's just the vibe I get off of it. Stupid zombies and their tendency to follow you everywhere, no matter how far away they are from you. Heal up the bow, why not? Did you head canon me? Yes, I did actually. So basically, the headcanon design for you is actually like season 1 specific. In terms of height, like, oh, that's Thorn's chest plate. Just like I haven't really gotten like down to specifics. But like definitely. So I know like how tall everybody is compared to each other. I've always imagined myself as the shortest, because, you know, sloth. Still like tall for a sloth, but sloth. Like either 3 to 4 feet. Next would be silver, because like creepers are like a little bit shorter than most character models. So I've just that's something that's, and also he, like, with the character design that I thought of for him, he has a very goblin look to him. And he wouldn't be like the size of a goblin. He'd probably be like 5 foot? 5'2"? Somewhere around there. Next would probably be you, Ori. Like, I'd say like 5'4". And yeah, with Silver, like, they're like Silver and Owl, I probably take the biggest creative liberties with. Because like a creeper is very hard to interpret. So he kind of has like alligator scales, kind of like a ridge going along like the top of his head down the spine. And he has like spiky teeth, because you know how like mischievous characters like always have like those spiky teeth in anime. So that's definitely something that's a part of the design for him. And like without his goggles, he would look very bald, his character design. And so the goggles would kind of like rest like above his forehead. And his eyes, I've not really, like, I know that I forget what the whites of our eyes are called, but I know I figured those would be black for him. And either I feel red is too aggressive for him for eye color, like the iris. But maybe like either gold, white, or like it kind of goes along with the rest of his color scheme, where it's kind of that like iridescent blue teal look. I feel like his I think the reason I thought of scales is because his color, like his skin's color theme feels like it could lend itself very well to like a slight iridescence, which I think would go kind of well with the almost plain clothing that he has. Like that plain drab, oh, not drab, but like rough steampunky coat he has on. And then for you, for like season 1 specifically, your like I would say your undershirt is pink, and your overalls would be like a sandy color. And with like there would be like stripes, kind of like, hold on, let me like like demonstrate what I'm trying to. So that'd be down, up. It'd be this kind of pattern. With actually, let me do this one more time. Boop boop, boop boop boop, boop boop boop, boop boop boop. And then so that's down, and then. So imagine like these are the ends of like your pant legs or something. And there would be like a pink zigzag stripe like towards the end, and then like a cyan zigzag stripe right at the end of the pant leg. And there would probably also be like another accent of like cyan and pink somewhere else, but I feel like I would have to draw it out to really feel that. It's fun detail. I like it. Thanks. And I don't know why I came up with that theme specifically. Maybe it's because it, like general. Oh, you know what? Because I live in Texas and we have a lot of Mexican influence here. And those kinds of patterns do show up quite a bit. And with those colors. That's probably where my brain's getting it from. That's a very traditionally Mexican color scheme. Almost stereotypically so. This was like not a part of the original design, but like you with a small sombrero would be actually really cute. Honestly, like any character design with a sombrero is like instantly made better. Okay, maybe not any, but darn close. Who would be next tallest? This is where it gets foggy for me. I'd have to like look at. Ooh, I don't know where Eonic would sit in terms of height. I've not really given that much thought. Kate's not officially in the lore, but if she was, I feel like she would be like just a little bit taller than you, like 5'6". Because she, actually no, maybe a bit taller because she has, she definitely has a presence in the room, if that makes any sense. Especially in meetings. Which I think is a very good quality for her to have, as, you know, she does, like, help us manage things. And like, I think, I don't think we really give her enough credit, but she really helped us get out of our funk in Season 1. There was like a particular part of a meeting where she kind of helped make that conversation a lot more productive. Going down the list. I say 2 saved Season 1. What, 2 people? Um, who? Count, I feel like would be 5'7". And generally, his character design is already pretty perfect. And like very, very, very fitting for him. Sorry, sneezing fit. No, you're all good. Totally understandable. Especially if you're starting to get sick. Oh, Ori, before I go much further, I did ask about this earlier in the stream. I don't know if people said anything or not, but has the stream been stuttering at all? Oh, wait, I should be able to tell this. There's literally a thing in OBS that should be able to tell me this. Stats. 0.1% drop frames. It doesn't seem to be a giant issue. Actually, no. You might have been driving a good chunk of the time. You might not be looking at the screen. Never mind. It got a load for me once, but I was also in a weird spot, so I figured it was me. Okay, possibly. And if it was only once, that's not a huge issue for me. As long as it's not, like, constantly stuttering, then I'm good with it. Because I have messed with, like, the bit rate quite a bit. So... Oh no, that's where it is. I'm stupid. I got lost on my own monitor. Everything else has been great. Otherwise, awesome. Thank you for the feedback. Much appreciated. But I'm probably gonna start going out of order here. Grimer? Probably 7 foot, because I've always seen him as, like, the Grim Reaper. And, you know, a bit imposing. And, I mean, Jelly did, like, whenever, the scene where Grimer came in on his mule, like, it did cause Jelly to be a bit startled, and it's just, like, I could definitely imagine being, like, 7 foot. Or, like, at least 6'8", or something along those lines. Baloo I already talked about. Jelly, I'm not so certain. I feel like I would want to know her character a bit more. Birchie, I feel like he would be like 5'8", 5'9". Barry, I am here. Maybe. At least at the moment. Honestly, you know what? I could definitely imagine Grimer being too big for his horse. That's my headcanon. Grimer's too big for his horse. Definitely with for Grizz and Beardo as well. Perpetual? That's a tough one. What like I think he would be 5 foot. I think Pup would be 5 foot. Like confidently taller than me. So like around the same height as Silver, basically. Him the pirate dog. Okay, what am I doing? I'm just pacing around. Anything else I need to take down? Nope. Just take all these. For 10 that 10 I think would be like 5'8". I don't know. She just gives that vibe to me. Like she feels capable. If that makes that I think that's where I'm getting that from. Blank, oof. Definitely taller than me. I've always kind of imagined him being a little bit on the lanky side. Maybe not, perfect for 10. I am glad you think so. I am very satisfied that my answers for this are not being completely rejected. Like, obviously, it's not official or anything, but it is nice to, like, get something that, you know, vibe-wise is kind of close. But, like... how do I describe Blank? Like, I could definitely imagine Tin having, like, some muscles. Like, not like, huge muscles or anything, but, like, definitely toned. Appreciate your spin and reasons. Hold on, I wanna... Like, for Blank, I would say, like he's not quite, like, Victor from Arcane lanky, but he's, like, definitely on the lankier side. I could definitely see him being, like, 5'9", kind of like this tall scientist. And I know he has, like, a jacket, but I would adapt that into more of a lab coat looking thing. And I can absolutely imagine that, like, his glasses are, like, you know how at anime, when, like, a scientist is doing something mysterious or evil, their glasses, like, have that, like, shine and reflection. I could absolutely imagine his glasses are in a constant state of that. Sorry, picturing him as Doctor Who doctors now. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely fair. I just wish I was better at drawing. Otherwise, I would absolutely do sort of like a diagram. Maybe I could do, like, some rudimentary sketches. You can't see his eyes, they just glare. Yes, absolutely. Anybody else? Grizz, I think I've already stated this, very hardy. I don't think I really ever mentioned his like true height though. Definitely, I would say like 8, like a little over 7 foot tall. Maybe Beardo would be like upgraded to like 8 foot tall. Because I feel like, and if he's 8 foot tall, I feel like Owl would also be 8 foot tall. Obi, yes. Obi. That's a tough one. Like a flat 6 foot. Or actually, how tall is, because I like how tall is Obi-Wan Kenobi? 5'10". I was close. I'd say Obi's 5'11". I think that's a little more fitting. Because he's a very wise character. I can definitely see him having like a bit of a presence in the room. With his robe on. Like I could see his robe kind of tapering out a little bit, and you could see like a little more of his other garments, and like which kind of have like a sandy tan color. And if you look at like just that sandy tan other underclothing, it kind of looks like a triangle underneath the cloak. I could definitely imagine that, especially when he called us into the meeting for the books. I could definitely imagine him having like some height to him, but he's not tall to the point of intimidating. That being said, I think I've gotten all the materials that I've been able to think of for now, and I think that's everybody to a certain degree. There are some that I'm missing, but I don't think I would have a solid height for them at the minute. But I think that's gonna do it for stream today. So yeah, thank everybody for watching. Thank you for hanging out and chatting with me, and have a good one.